flag. Ahoy there, matey. Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Berry, the boat around and out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information, and, of course, talk about me. Because I'm the big story this week when it comes to the World of Boating crew. Wouldn't you agree, Barry? You're very envious right now, aren't you?
Well, you made it back alive, so that was amazing.
Okay.
It's a matter of opinion.
He was showing us his hand earlier, and I thought maybe he'd lost a digit or something.
You know, the thing that AI can do with holograms today,
Yeah,
right.
That's not the real Greg.
Okay, so
it
you
could be.
prefer the AI version of me.
Well, he's not quite. He's not quite as
Really?
pasty white as he normally is, so he must have been out in the sun.
Oh, that's right. Well, I was in the Galapagos for an entire week.
Suck it, losers!
Yeah, that
He's
would
been
be
waiting to
how
play
you guys
Yeah.
rate in my world. Because, yeah,
Okay.
I spent an entire week in the Galapagos on a boat. It was about 110 feet long. I didn't get the specifics, so don't get mad at me, Patrick. Come on. I don't have all that. But the boat had been totally renovated last year. Very nice liveaboard vessel. We had about 10 passengers, 13 crew. So I was spoiled rotten. It was
3-hour
so
cruise.
nice. But that did make me a boater for the week. Thank you very much. And I
It
did.
made you a passenger.
I saw the helm. I went up there. I didn't take the helm. I didn't take control of the
Then
vessel. But I
you would
watched
have been
the
a
captain.
pirate if you had done that.
Well, that's I guess that's true.
Barry, that they don't ever show that, you know this. They don't ever show the passengers the real helm station.
Wrong.
That's actually hidden.
No,
Yeah.
that is incorrect.
This way they can go up there and play.
It's
oh,
like
look
a
at me,
bit-
I'm at
yeah.
the wheel. Hey, look, my hands are on the controls. Yeah, hey, good job there.
You know, it
Buddy.
is funny you say that because they do have the traditional, helm wheel. Like
Yeah, it's fake, right?
Yeah, because it's controlled by electronic steering.
Yeah.
So, like it has a little joystick thing
I believe
on the panel.
Patrick just said that it's set up for, for tourists.
He doesn't listen to a damn
Well,
thing.
no, I
I say.
I
do.
know.
But no, I've seen those things work before. Usually the wheel does work, and I think it worked on this one, but they had they'd had electronic steering put in for this vessel as well.
After Greg was done and they took his picture, they gave him a little captain's hat.
Yeah.
And, good job, Captain Greg.
I you know what?
Then he got an ice cream cone.
I think Patrick and Barry are jelly.
No,
They're
we're
very
not jelly.
this week.
No.
Because I was on the boat for a week. I was scuba diving with sea lions, hammerhead sharks, marine iguanas.
Uh-huh.
Don't remind me of iguanas, man. I'm still battling those.
Not these. These were marine iguanas. You
Yeah,
got the green ones down there in South Florida, which are killing them, which seems a little cruel. Let's be honest. But these were marine iguanas. If you would have taken out your pellet gun against these things, first off, they would have killed you in the Galapagos
heard
they're
they're much
protected.
bigger.
Well, they're
Yeah.
protected. They look more like Godzilla. They're like a dark, blackish Godzilla color as
Well,
opposed
there's-
to the green ones.
They're
that you're-
sun tanned.
I don't know if they are suntanned. Maybe.
Well,
But,
they're out there. That's a
But these things,
you're out there.
these marine iguanas swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
So, not like your greenies. They don't swim.
They swim. Yeah, they do. They swim in the canals and the lakes here.
But just on the surface, don't they? They don't swim underwater, do they?
I don't know. I haven't watched one like Jacques Cousteau saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
look, there's the iguana. He's
Okay,
swimming
well,
under the
whatever.
water."
I will say they
What
poop
the hell
just as
accent was that?
That was as close to French as you're ever going to get from
True.
me.
Just stick with the red watch cap.
Thank you. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
Never thought I'd miss Bill's accents.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, it was an amazing trip, and the boat, the weather was perfect for sailing, for cruising around. The
So it was a
Galapagos.
sailboat.
Well, no, we weren't sailing. It was a
Well, you
power-
said you were sailing.
Okay, all right, whatever.
Were you motoring or were you
Yes,
sailing?
we were motoring. We were
you were
motorboating. Yeah, thank you.
How was the food?
The food was good, very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Anything special that they cook up for you?
Yeah,
Well,
iguana.
Yeah, you could.
No, they're protected. Everything's.
Iguana, hammerhead shark.
I'll tell you
and-
what, the Galapagos protects
and
everything.
seal.
You can't
And
have
seal.
anything plastic. There's no plastic water bottles in the Galapagos now, and everything is recycled. They're super ecologically minded in that part of the world.
Do
That
they
must have
recycle-
drove you crazy.
No,
Do they
it was good.
recycle-
I mean, I was impressed with how strict they are about it, because they are. They're very, very. The whole area is a marine preserve, so you can't, just fish or anything like that. It's all about tourism and ecotourism in that part of the world these days. And made an effect. I mean, last time I was in the Galapagos, it was like 12, 15 years ago, and I'll tell you, there's just as much marine life as there was then, which kind of gives me hope that everybody thinking that the sky is falling when it comes to the environment and stuff. You go down to the Galapagos, you see there's
You
still a few places left.
my
Wait a
God.
minute. You
What?
just said you just counter. I don't even know what to say. But
No, I'm saying there's
Barry,
hope.
he didn't
There's
hear
still
what he
hope
just
for the
said.
world. That's what I'm saying. There's hope.
You just
that-
said they're very strict there, and you are amazed that the level of critters there are the same as they were 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Which means what they are doing is working.
I
The
know.
problem
I'm not
is
saying
that
it's not.
being
I'm
done.
giving
Yeah.
them accolades to that. I'm saying
Okay.
it's working for them, and it
Good.
gives us hope that if
Yes,
if we,
do
can
the
follow their
same
lead,
thing.
yeah,
Right.
okay,
Because,
that's what I'm saying.
because the people going and screaming that the sky is falling is having an impact, Greg.
No, but they're saying that there's
Yes.
nothing like it was 20 years ago is wrong, because an example of the Galapagos is a marine protected area, and it is working. That approach
Right.
is working for sure
And-
in that
and
part of the
Because
Biscayne-
world.
20 years ago, they screamed and said, we need to protect this area.
And in Biscayne Bay, where they haven't done that yet, it is dying.
Okay,
So
whatever.
Okay,
I'm just
but
saying.
did they? Here's the important thing, because they're recycling everything. So that means they don't bring bottled water in; they just recycle your urine.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad you had a great week there.
Yeah. No, they have like desalinators, and they have a lot of those machines where you just put your, aluminum water bottle up to the water fountain and fill it up. There's no plastic bottles. They've
Right.
eliminated that in the Galapagos.
And the poop, they recycle the poop also.
No, it's all over the sidewalk. Those marine iguanas are just bad as the green ones down in South Florida. So you'd have a field day with your little pellet gun.
Oh,
taking
yes,
them
I
out.
would.
And then they'd throw you in jail, and it'd be the end to bury the boater.
That would
But-
be the end of me.
But yeah, it was a good time, and it was a fun time, and yeah, I'm a boater, and you're not. Suck it.
I had a neighbor that went to the Galapagos with her girlfriend, and they went snorkeling, and she was supposed to learn scuba diving, but she couldn't get over the "don't breathe through your nose" thing, and
Yeah, that
never
could be a
Made
problem.
it through the class. Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried. We spent an hour and a half in the pool trying to get her to don't breathe through your nose, and she just couldn't get it. So
Well, we're going to talk a lot about the Galapagos on Scuba Radio today, which follows World of Boating on many of these radio network channels that you're listening to the World of Boating on right now.
And at the same time, Greg will attempt to spell Galapagos.
GALAPAGA, so, I don't know, something like that.
now he's looking already. Okay.
I know it.
Anyhow, so what's happening in the world of boating?
Yeah, other than me on a boat for an entire week. Patrick.
Greg was telling me that we got a was it a message online on our World of Boating Facebook page, something like that, about this story out of North Carolina involving sea tow and a missing boater, and this huge controversy that apparently sea tow went out, salvaged the boat. It was 92 miles offshore.
Almost as far as I was in the Galapagos, which was 120 miles. So I win. Continue.
Yeah. Anyway, there is no controversy. Okay. So whether it's Sea Tow, Towboat US, whatever, they do a fantastic job. They do a hard job. And of course, if you don't have a membership, with them, it can get very pricey if you need them to come out and rescue you or bring you fuel or whatever. So we can discuss when we come back.
When we come back from the break, more from the World of Boating. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the world of boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Welcome aboard. I will be your captain. You'll be my scallywags. I don't know what that means, but you will be them. And here's how we play.
Thank you for your attention and welcome aboard.
Let's go.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, navigating the latest boating news and information. All right, so supposedly, at least according to one listener of our show, thanks, Mom, there's a controversy in North South Carolina, or at least there's some scuttlebutt online about it, and it involves Boat US and a boat. What happened exactly, Barry? I mean, Patrick?
Boy, didn't he not only get the person who's reporting on the story their name wrong, but he
okay,
also
who
got
cares?
almost
Just get
every
to
fact of the story wrong that I repeated before the commercial break.
Okay.
So here we go. So this boat involves Sea-Tow, and unfortunately, a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey Kale went offshore in a boat that is co-owned by a gentleman named Scott Milford, but only Mr. Kale was on board. Was last seen near Oak Island on April 6th. The boat was found 92 miles offshore on April 9th by Sea-Tow, was taken under tow and brought to their facility. Now, the co-owner of the boat, for whatever reason, goes and puts Sea-Tow, this particular franchise, on blast on social media. And folks, listeners, friends, enemies, don't do that. Don't do that, because there's really no reason to put people on blast other than you think it makes you feel good. You're going to get people rallying to your side saying, yeah, that's terrible what they did. And then it turns out that, you know what you posted on Facebook wasn't really true. Not that there wasn't some truth in it, but really wasn't true. And what you do is you damage somebody's reputation, you harm their business, and that's just a bad look, especially for a business that's been there for 30 years. Okay. Again, doing somewhat of a thankless job, which is going out on the water and helping boaters. And, again, if you have a membership, it's great. It's well worth that couple $100 a year. If you don't, and you need their help, it can get pricey. So, according to Mr. Milford, who is the co-owner of the boat, said that Cito had claimed ownership of the boat and refused to release it to him. They have since held our boat at their storage lot and even attempted to demand an exorbitant sum exceeding 50% of the boat's value for its return. My insurance company has engaged legal representation to challenge Cito's unjust actions. First of all, they're not unjust. It's salvage. The boat was unmanned, adrift, and at that point, anybody could have gone out there, claimed ownership of that boat, taken it under tow.
Right.
Okay. So I just want to make that clear.
It sounds very similar to if you get your car towed downtown and you have to deal with the towing company.
Yeah, except it's completely opposite.
No, it's not, because they won't release it unless you pay them the absorbent amount of money for them to store it in their lot and all that kind of stuff. It's a similar type of thing.
Completely different, but okay.
Okay.
Despite ongoing efforts, Cito has remained obstinate in their stance, refusing to cooperate. It's been agonizing, blah, 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 blah. So the Cito Wrightsville franchise, which is owned by Captain Chris Willis, says the boat was returned to its owners as of 1 p.m. Wednesday. So controversy, there is none. Now, the statement from Captain Willis is as follows. As the owner of Cito Wrightsville Beach, my crew and I have always strived to provide service to boaters in an ethical and honest manner, to be a respected family-owned and operated local business that has served Wilmington and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. In light of recent commentary surrounding the recovery of Mr. Cale's boat, I'm compelled to respond. Mr. Cale departed and went missing April 6th. On April 9th, Cito Wrightsville Beach voluntarily undertook a search for and ultimately located Mr. Cale and Mr. Milford's boat 92 miles offshore with the assistance from the U.S. Coast Guard. So you know what? Hats off. Now, to think maybe they were going out there, I don't know that any business is going to go out there and just kind of go around and look for an abandoned boat on the hopes that they can find it, salvage it, and get a whole lot of money, because you're spending a lot of money going out there and doing something like that. It seems like they went out because there was a missing local boater, and they took it upon themselves to go out with the help of the Coast Guard and see if they could help find the boat and or this missing boater. Anyway, Mr. Milford, this is the co-owner, called the Cito office for the first time after Cito was already well offshore. So they're already out there looking for this thing. He identified himself as the co-owner of the boat, and after that, he was kept up to date on the search. Since the initial recovery, the boat has been readily accessible to Mr. Milford, the Cale family, and more importantly, the U.S. Coast Guard. Cito Wrightsville Beach never claimed ownership of the boat. The decision to maintain possession of the boat was his as they worked through the claims process with the insurance company. So, again, it seems like you've got a business there whose business is going out and helping boaters. That's whether through membership or other. And on the occasion where you have a boat that may be taken on water or is abandoned, they go out. Yes, they can go in and claim salvage rights to it, take it under tow, and bring it back in. It is a hazard to navigation. The boat itself could be at peril. Nobody is at the helm. Nobody's on board. Nobody's monitoring systems, so on and so forth. Fact of the matter is, I could have called them and identified myself as the co-owner of the boat and said, release the boat to me. And they're like, okay, Mr. Pernillo, we'll go ahead and do that. No, there's a process that's involved to make sure, are you legally the owner? Is, the insurance company, look, we do have some expenses here. We're not claiming salvage. We're not claiming ownership of it. However, we did undertake some expenses, and let's see if we can recoup some of that, because ultimately recovery of this boat and bringing it safely back into port may help to determine what happened to Mr. Cale.
How big was this boat? Do they know? Or no?
It does not say in the story, but
92 miles is pretty far out.
It's pretty far. I don't want to run the video because I don't want the audio to start, because then Greg will yell at me because you'll hear that. But here's the thing. Again, social media has its pros and cons. We all know that. It seems like here we had somebody who wasn't getting the response, or things weren't getting taken care of as quickly as he wanted. And it seems like we had a business that did all the right things. Again, open to interpretation, I guess.
You can't please everyone, right?
But to put a business on blast like that over something that thankfully they went out, they found it.
They could have left it out there, just let it drift all the way down.
Or I guess they had another towboat company membership with them. and maybe they were going to go out and go ahead and try to find it, and retrieve it. I mean, and that may very well be, but they went out, they got it, they brought it back in. Investigation can start, may have already concluded. The boat obviously has already been released to the family. And more importantly, they never said you can't have your boat. They said the boat has been accessible. While we've worked through all this legal paperwork to make sure that it's going to the correct people, that these people do actually own it, it's not owned by the bank, or something else, that this is all done, and we just don't go and release it to anybody. And, hey, what happened to my boat? Oh, well, Mr. Milford came here and got it. No, I'm Mr. Milford. Oh, well, this guy, he was Mr. Milford.
They did their due diligence, and
it really seems like they did, and it seems like more of the controversy is based off of these people overreacting.
Yeah,
they never
like
asked
how
where
me
the
and
guy went.
Patrick do sometimes. All right,
Yeah.
more coming up. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks, unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
The word ship is hidden inside the word leadership as its derivation. So, if this office is, in fact, a ship, as its leader, I am the captain. But we're all in the same boat.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Captain, please, can you see my fire? Message in a bottle, starboard side.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Barry, the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. Okay, so where are we going next here, Patrick? You're at the helm.
How about some crime and punishment, Greg?
Oh, it's like S&M. Let's go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Exactly like that, only completely opposite.
Mm-hmm. We're so much on the same page today. It's remarkable.
Yeah. All I know is my page is written in English, and I read left to right.
I was in Ecuador, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
So Clearwater, Florida. This past week, a 53-year-old boat captain who I'm not one to disparage people online or on a radio show, especially when that's nationally syndicated. But this guy looks every bit of probably 68. Anyway, 53-year-old boat captain was arrested and charged with boating under the influence Friday afternoon, according to the Clearwater Police Department. Witnesses told law enforcement that Captain John Edward Beckwith, you know it's always going to be a problem when they give you all three names, the captain of the Clearwater Fun Boat, was impaired to the point where he fell off the vessel just before 2 p.m. Police say when they spoke to employees of the boat, they were told Beckwith arrived at work stumbling and had food all over his face, to which I say, that's Greg, right before every broadcast.
Wrong. Stop it. Just stop it.
According to officers, the boat Beckwith was working on had 30 people that were taking a boat tour. Beckwith performed poorly on the field sobriety exercises and provided a breath sample of 0.11 and 0.118 and 0.115. The blood alcohol limit for boating is 0.08. And
Sounds
here's the
pretty high.
best part.
What?
Beckwith, and this is the problem that I have with the, I'm just going to say, the U.S. Coast Guard and their licensing of merchant mariners. Beckwith had prior DUI convictions in Michigan and Arizona. So this isn't somebody that, no, convicted twice, at least twice. And shame on the employees of this tour boat company. You recognize that the captain shows up, his eyes are bloodshot, he's stumbling around, he smells like a brewery, and he's got food smeared all over his face. Maybe the good idea would have been to say, you know what, Captain John, you're not in any shape to go take this boat out. The tour's been postponed, the tour's been canceled, or we're going to find somebody else to go and run this boat.
Yeah, but that would be 30 passengers worth of money gone.
True.
Possibly 30 deaths also.
Yes, it could have. But
so, again, I guess one of those things, if you're one of those people like Greg who likes being a passenger on a boat and not taking any responsibility whatsoever, and if you show up and the tour boat operator is stumbling and has food smeared all over his face and smells like
what kind of
Pabst
food?
Blue Ribbon.
What kind of food? Like pizza sauce, Mexican? That might be a
If I
factor.
understand the story correctly, it was tacos made with iguana.
They make
onward
iguana
with,
tacos.
and you would have thought that this story came out of Florida, but it did not. It came out of Brooklyn. 2 stabbed, 1 hit in the head with a bottle on another party boat in Brooklyn. And if you go to the World of Boating Facebook page or worldofboating.com, you'll find this story and all these other stories, which have video, which is awesome. Violent video shows some of the wild Brooklyn party boat brawl that left 2 people stabbed and another bashed in the head with a bottle, including images of bystanders carrying a badly bleeding man.
Wow. So it's like boating in a show.
It's like boating in a show, except that, if it had been Florida, the 2 people would have been stabbed with a dolphin and hit over the head with land
iguana.
shark lager. Up in Brooklyn, it's actual knives. Down here, we use wildlife.
No. But you wouldn't ruin a bear like that.
We would have been.
You drink it first, and
we
then
would have been
use the
throwing
bottle.
raccoons, possums, everything. We don't actually break out weapons.
We have armadillos too.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. What else do we got a bunch. Okay. So up in Virginia, there was a story that was reported. This family is devastated as thieves swipe at their $80,000 jet boat from a local marina. The boat was on a trailer, was in a locked storage yard. And the reason why I bring this story up is, as I noted on our Facebook page, when you watch the news report, the video that's attached to this story, the reporter basically gives a master class in how to steal a boat from a locked facility. I mean, literally goes, and here you can see where they backed up and with chain bolt cutters, cut this chain and this lock, and then they opened this and they backed their truck in, and here's how they hooked it up and hooked up the chain, and then they pulled out on their. It's like, dude, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't give anybody ideas on how to steal a boat. But if you ever wanted to know how to steal one from a locked facility, check out that story because the reporter did an excellent job on giving all the details how to pull that off.
The play-by-play of stealing a boat is online now.
Details are important.
Pretty much. It was a little disappointing. Now, breaking news today was the story that Barry has been chomping at the bit.
Oh, it's just because of,
where, and again, this is the crime and punishment edition of World of Boating. Again, Florida. Thank you, Florida, for giving us content. Boat theft suspect caught disguised as a woman in Glades County. Now, this guy,
you want his
a
name?
boat theft suspect failed to fool anyone when he donned a dress and blonde wig in an effort to escape law enforcement.
Okay.
According to the Glades County Sheriff's Office, deputies were investigating a stolen boat found Wednesday at the old Calusa Lodge area in Lakeport, Florida. When deputies began canvassing the area in search of the suspect, they spotted Joshua Kalatka, 33, exiting a home dressed as a woman. However, Kalatka's cross-dressing deception plan failed, and deputies quickly arrested him. Now, he was wanted on 2 Okeechobee County warrants, along with theft of a John Deere Gator, which I imagine is going to be a tractor.
No, it's one of those like hunting
Four-wheelers.
vehicles.
Yeah, little four-wheelers.
And a stolen boat. Deputies say they also found numerous other items at the scene that were possibly stolen from the same area. So this guy went on a stealing binge, but
in disguise.
No, apparently not. Apparently he got into this house and they're like, oh my God, they're looking for me. I don't know if this, what I'm not clear about is if this was his home or it was somebody else's home that he just, or if he travels with a blonde wig and a dress. Not real sure, but there are some people that could probably pull off that look. Barry's not one of them. I'm not one of them.
I mean,
Greg, we know
how you know is a little concerning to me. But
first of all,
this guy, there's no way you are pulling off dressing up at. There's not enough makeup in the world.
No, he didn't. He didn't think it through. Okay, he should have shaved.
What gave that away?
I mean, he didn't shave his face. He had like a day's worth of growth. His legs look like little furry monsters. I mean, if you're going to dress up as a woman, you got to do it right.
Well.
And obviously, he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he put on a dress. He put on a little sweater.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you prefer to see him in, Barry? Like a muumuu?
Not a short. You don't want a short dress. That because guys
no
are gonna
mini
look at the
skirts.
legs. Yeah,
hot pants, that kind of thing, maybe. Hot pants and a halter.
Yeah,
probably didn't do him any favors when he tried to pick up one of the deputy sheriffs.
Oh, jeez. All right, sounds like a one-bagger at least. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
You can't have 5 people or 10 people in a boat.
So if it is a family of 4 or 5, like husband, wife, and kids, they're going to have to pick 2 of them at a time.
They would, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Greaseball, where did you get the right to tell me how many people can come on my boat? Nobody asked that question. Whoa, really? It's on the boat or on the dock? Nobody said anything. Sweetly sailing, darling, sweetly sailing by the sea, silver caps the ocean, we'll be sailing through.
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Captain Patrick Berry, the boater, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information. All right, what else on the docket before we head back to dock there for today's virtual cruise through the latest boating news and information, Patrick?
All right, Greg, when I say the following, let me know the first thing that comes to mind. Suntan lotion, bikinis, the wafting smell of marijuana, all the Pabst Blue Ribbon you can drink, and Jimmy Buffett blaring from 30,000 speakers. What comes to mind, Greg?
Spring break.
No.
Margaritaville.
College students are not hip to Jimmy Buffett.
No, they're not.
No,
and
they
it's
can't
not. It's not the.
It's Margaritaville. Yeah.
It's
What do
not
you mean, no?
the.
It is Margaritaville. It's one of the Margaritaville resorts. Surely.
No,
it is not.
About.
And I'll give you a hint. It's not the Columbus Day Regatta.
And you know this how?
Because it's not the Columbus Day Regatta. But
Oh,
it's
wait, the
similar.
Columbus Day Regatta, is that when everybody races to the islands to go and enslave people?
That's where they all get together into a giant boat raft up with a lot
And go to enslave people?
Yeah, I don't think he was really asking the question.
They drink. They drink a lot and then they walk around naked.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Upcoming is the Boca Bash, Greg, is happening this weekend.
Okay, all right. So, and the problem with that is, or is there? Sounds like a party. Sounds like a good one to me.
Well, typically it draws anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 participants on the water.
Mm-hmm.
If you are going to be down in that area, which of course is Palm Beach, down here in Florida, be aware and probably want to take effort to avoid that area. But this takes place out. There's 5 things you want to know about the Boca Bash if you are heading out that way. First of all, it's on Lake Boca. Now, Barry, is this really a lake?
It's a large open area of water that is surrounded by buildings and has the Boca Inlet and then the Intracoastal going through it.
Aha.
So it's not a lake.
It's not a lake.
Okay. It's an estuary. It's an estuary.
Well, it's a sandbar. Similar. It's much bigger than the Haulover sandbar, so you can cram a lot of boats in there. But it's not like when you have the Columbus Day Regatta, which is all of Biscayne Bay. So there is a size limit, and you can't block the Intracoastal with it. And there's a pretty strong current there too. So hopefully a lot of anchors are
But
out.
they can handle a lot of boats if they got that many people, it sounds like.
Well, it's going to be a tight fit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you want a good spot, get there early, right?
Well, if you get there early, you're going to end being in the middle, which means you'll be the last one out.
Well, if you wanted to get a good spot and you wanted to be there early, you should have been there this past Monday. So 5 things to know. Is drinking on the water illegal? Gentlemen, is it?
By the captain, I think it is for sure. But the
No,
passengers,
I don't think it's illegal. I think it's only illegal when you're underway, right?
All right. Drinking on the water is legal in Florida, but operating a vessel while intoxicated is not.
Right.
I think I just said that. Okay.
Yeah.
So just be aware.
Well, if you're the captain too,
I don't know why they made this one of the 5 things that you need to know about the Boca Bash, but I'm just reporting the news. In 2018, a man died at the Boca Bash when he drowned. That's kind of weird.
Okay, so know how to swim. Gotcha. All right, check.
Well,
or have a floaty or wear a life jacket.
It's about 4 or 5 feet deep, depending on the tide. But there is a strong current because, again, the inlet to Boca Raton is there, and it's like Haulover. It's constantly flowing in and out. So,
okay.
Next.
What day is Boca Bash? Boca Bash is the last Sunday in April.
All right.
So, again, if you're not already there, you're probably not going to do too well. Plus, why would you do it on? I guess you'd have to plan on taking Monday off, right?
Well, it depends on how late you're going to stay.
If you're wrapped it up in there, you're not getting out of there.
Sure you are. They're going to wrap it up before it. This is a Sunday afternoon, Sunday fun day kind of thing. It'll wrap up in the evening when the sun goes down. Everybody will start leaving.
Yeah, but if you have Monday off, you could just stay an extra day. That's all. When there's no traffic.
Well, of course, that'd be ideal.
Call in sick.
Right. But you wouldn't have to, is my point.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday during the day kind of event, not a Sunday night thing.
Yeah, if you're thinking about going out and partying with 10,000 strangers, don't. Take up an anchorage a good distance away and just watch.
That's what I did at the Columbus Day Regatta. I kind of stayed out of the eye of the hurricane.
And you just watched.
Because Barry's smart.
Well, a lot of little dinghies with
let's not. I don't want to hear about your dinghy.
Yeah, came over with water guns and threatened me, and I said, "Here's some beads. Go away."
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they had water guns on their little dinghies.
And so they came by and said, "Give us your beads, or
give us your
we're
beads,
gonna
or
soak
else."
You.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's what I would have pulled
worked?
out my fire extinguisher and said, "You got 3 seconds."
Yeah.
3.
No, we had a good time.
Okay.
I slept on Surprise 2 nights for that thing.
All right. Now Barry's sharing more information than he should.
Yeah.
But
So, I again, if you've listened to the show, I'm the type of voter. These things were fun back in the day, but as you get older and you get not really a certain age.
Hold on. You never did one of these. Come on, be honest. Did you ever do a Boca Bash yourself at any age?
Hello, Silver Glen.
Silver Glen? What? That was your Boca Bash from back in the day? That's what you used to do?
Yeah.
And you did what exactly?
Well, everybody would head up into Silver Glen, especially the holiday weekends.
Right.
Everybody'd raft up,
and you get your squirt guns and go out to people like Barry and say, "Give me the beads."
You'd have the big houseboats up in there. Some would hire bands to play.
Yep.
You'd
Yeah.
have people, because it could be a very shallow area, would get out, start dropping tiki torches. However, and you could at the time, you really weren't supposed to, but you could drink up in there. But if you were moored up to state land, you could not. So law enforcement, if you were where you had beached your boat and you were drinking, they could then legally board your boat. If you were out rafted up in the center, they could not. Law enforcement had a huge presence. I've told the story on air before of how that all came to an end and how I played a pivotal role in that.
So you were the buzzkill of the party.
It wasn't that I was the buzzkill. It was actions that I took to how do I want to say? I don't want to say that I saved, but to render aid to a young lady that was highly intoxicated to the point where she had alcohol poisoning, where they had to life flight her out from the mouth of the Glen after the Coast Guard came in to get her off the boat. And I got into a fight with the gentleman that owned the boat that I was moored up against.
Right.
Because they were claiming that she was perfectly fine and they were not. I made entrance onto their boat and then had to call for Coast Guard to come up and get her because she was unresponsive. She was in bad shape. And after that particular weekend, they banned all alcohol from the Glen. Period.
All right. Well, that doesn't sound like a very good experience.
No, but he did the right thing.
Yeah. As you should. But,
as you should.
But could you still have a party and do it a little bit more responsibly? Maybe.
Oh yeah, I mean, you listen. You go up in the Glen. What you do in your cabin, or behind, if you got a houseboat.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But being out
and Patrick and Barry want to see the video.
Yeah. I can't believe it.
I'm still
that
waiting
laugh
for the
says it all.
Galapagos.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Those lizards are going to go after him.
Look, Google it. That's all you need to know. All right, more. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Till next time, remember, whether it's sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.